So we are back from the World Cup action, and round two finished yesterday. And yeah, we are back with another one of these videos where we are talking about the last round here and what to expect from the next round and the following stuff. And today I will try to do it a bit quicker than I did last time, because last time I talked a lot and it ended up being a like 44-minute long video. And yeah, so we will try to keep it a bit shorter this time for two reasons. One, it's extremely fucking hot in Denmark right now, and when I'm recording, I cannot have my window open, so I am just slowly burning up right now. It's horrible. Two, I have not followed this round as intensely as I did the first round. The first round, I watched every single match. I have not done that this time around because the match schedules is just horrible for Denmark, and I cannot keep that up for a month straight. Like, I would die if I did that. So I haven't been following as closely this time around, and the matches I did watch, some of them was just on my second screen, and some of them I watched while doing other stuff. So yeah, I haven't followed it as much as I did the first round, but I'm still gonna talk about it. The matches I did watch, the matches I didn't watch. We will look at the results and stuff like that. So let's just get it going. First up, we had Czech versus South Africa, and I predicted a 3-0 for Czech. I thought the first round, South Africa looked absolutely horrible. I also thought Czech looked kind of bad. They looked boring, slow, didn't look like they want to play football. But I thought that with the way that South Africa played, Czech should beat them pretty easily. But it ended up being a 1-1 draw, and that just shows the level of this group, that Czech and South Africa draw. Like, absolutely horrible. Both of them are on both of them are on 1 point, so they could actually, with a win in the last round, go through. But I don't think any of these teams deserve to go through. So let's just hope that both of these teams get 0 points. No hate to the country, but footballing wise, let's hope they get 0 points so we don't have to see them further on this competition, because they don't. Next up, Switzerland versus Bosnia. I predicted a 2-1. I thought Swiss looked very disappointing in the first round when they drew to Qatar, and I thought Bosnia looked very slow and boring, just like Czech Republic. So I thought a 2-1 win for Switzerland should be enough. But the Switch decided to play football, and especially in the last part of the match, they just dominated and ended up winning 4-1. So good job for them, and they are to play Canada today, and I hope Swiss win, because I have said that Switzerland will win the group, so hopefully they beat Canada today. Next up, we have Canada-Qatar. I predicted 2-0. I thought Canada would just get an easy, clean victory. Qatar looked pretty solid defensively in the first round, but this round, Qatar looked like the 2022 World Cup host Qatar, and didn't know how to play football. So it ended up becoming a 6-0 win for Canada. And also Canada was actually the first nation to qualify to the next round because of this match. So good job, Canada. And there also was the horrible injury for the Canadian midfielder, where he broke his legs 2 places. So that's pretty intense. But I'm pretty sure I just saw a picture and he's good and stuff like that. So yeah, but horrible injury. Next up, we have Mexico-Korea. I predicted it for 2-2. I thought Mexico looked kind of bad in the first match, and I thought Korea looked pretty decent in the first match. So I thought Korea could get a 2-2 result here. But it ended up being a 1-0 for Mexico. Mexico played a lot better this match than they did in the first round. But once again, Korea are not bad, so they held them to a 1-0 victory only. Which is I'm also happy about, because I have predicted Mexico to win the group, so that is huge. Next up, United States versus Austria. This was Australia. This was actually a match I was very excited for, because I thought both teams played extremely well in the first match. Australia looked extremely solid defensively and had some fast counterattacks to beat Turkey, and the States looked very solid attackingly in their first match. So I was very excited for this match. Sadly, I wasn't home for it, so I didn't watch much of it. I watched like 20 minutes of the first half only. But States won 2-0 and are also qualified as first place for next round. So good job to them. Then we had Scotland-Morocco. I did not watch that game, but Morocco continued their form with a 1-0 victory over Scotland, who are a pretty solid team. So good job, Morocco. Brazil-Haiti, predicted it to 4-0. I hoped Brazil would finally start to do something and actually win. And it did, but still Brazil 3-0 Haiti. It should be a bigger victory. And also Rafinha went out injured, so that's not pretty good. But at least they started to score goals. But I still think a Brazil side should win more than 4-0 against Haiti. So still disappointing. Turkey versus Paraguay. I thought Turkey, after that horrible performance against Australia in the first round, would actually start to play football and beat Paraguay 2-0. But they decided to perform even worse and lose 1-0 and are out of the World Cup. So nice. Good job, Turkey. The dark horse of the tournament out in probably 4th place. What do we have? Then we have Netherlands, Sweden. Sweden had a very solid first match when they won 5-1 against Tunisia and got Tunisia's coach fired. So I had pretty high expectations going into this match, and I thought that they would be able to hold Netherlands to only 2 goals. But Sweden completely crumbled, and it ended up being a 5-win victory for Netherlands. And Netherlands are looking pretty solid. A lot of people doubted them going into the tournament, that they looked the worst they have been done in a long time. And they still do look worse than they have done in previous years, but not as bad as people say they are. So I think Netherlands still have a good chance to make it far. Germany, Ivory Coast. I thought Germany would win it bigger than they did, but sorry, my voice. But Ivory Coast is a strong defensive, organized team, and they held Germany to a 2-1 victory, and it was in the last minutes. So good job, Ivory Coast, but Germany took the victory. I need some water. Like, it's this thing when you just talk constantly all the time, and especially because it's English, not my main language, so I struggle more with getting the words out, so my voice just dies when I have to talk a lot. Ecuador, Curacao. I did not, it was one of those matches I had on my second screen, so not much watched from it, but Curacao looked very strong defensively. Goalkeeper had a great performance again, and they did actually have some pretty decent attacks. Ecuador should have won this match. They had like 7 almost open goal chances and didn't score. Absolutely horrible. But Curacao looked pretty decent. They did great. And they now have a point at the World Cup, which is insane. Tunisia, Japan. I mean, Tunisia looked horrible in the first match. They changed their coach, so I didn't expect much for them. So I predicted a 3-0 victory for Japan, and they won 4-0. So Japan look very solid. They drew with Netherlands and won against Tunisia, have 4 points. They are 99% guaranteed to go through, and yeah, amazing. I have predicted Netherlands to win that group, so I hope they will tie with Sweden today, or Netherlands win extremely big. Yeah, that's my hope. Spain, Saudi Arabia. So Spain drew the first match against Cape Verde, and it was absolutely horrible. Everybody was like, oh my god, they play so bad. This time around, Oyarzabal played a lot better. Yamal started. There was just a much better flow. I didn't watch much of the match because I was out golfing while they played. So I only watched like a couple of minutes of the match, so I don't know much, but I will assume there was just a higher pace in the match than there were in the first game, and therefore 4-0. So good job, Spain. They have started playing now. Belgium, Iran. I predicted Belgium would finally pull their shit together and actually get a victory. They had a lot of big chances, but it ended up being a draw, 0-0, and it's looking very bad for Belgium because Egypt won their match. So if Belgium are to go first in the group, which is my hope because I predicted that, Belgium needs to beat New Zealand, which they should be able to, and Egypt needs to draw to Iran, and I just don't see that happening, sadly. And it also needs to be quite a big victory for Belgium over New Zealand because Egypt won 3-1, so it has to be at least 3-0 unless Iran beats Egypt, which I don't think they. So Belgium needs to get their shit together against New Zealand, and Iran needs to have a super match against Egypt. Uruguay versus Cape Verde. I predicted 2-0. But Cape Verde did it again. Like, they are playing insane. Strong goalkeeping performance again, strong defensive performance. And then also they had 2 wonderful goals. So they ended up drawing 2-2. Like, insane, actually. Their first point ever. No, their second point now. And they actually have a big chance of going through because they are playing Saudi Arabia in the last match. They could draw or win that match. So Cape Verde has an actual chance to go through. It's insane. And like, let's say because Spain versus Uruguay, Spain wins that match, and then Cape Verde wins over Saudi Arabia. Then it's Spain and Cape Verde going through in first and second, and then it would be Saudi Arabia going through because they have 3 points. Uruguay only have 1 point. That's insane. If Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde makes it out of that group and not Uruguay, that's insane. But that could actually happen. Like, there's a big possibility for that happening. Next up, New Zealand, Egypt, and this was the match I talked about. Egypt won it 3-1. Egypt looked pretty decent. I still think every other like good team would beat them pretty easily. But they looked solid. Then we have Argentina, Austria. Once again, another Messi show. Like, insane. Yeah, just insane that that guy can continue doing this at the age of 38, and he had a birthday yesterday or today. Can't remember when. Either yesterday or today, and he turned 39. So congratulations! But insane that he can continue. They won 2-0. My problem with this match is that if we look back at older World Cups like 2010, 2014, mostly 2014 and 2018 actually, the thing was that Argentina only revolved around Messi. If Messi didn't perform, Argentina was nowhere to be found. They were absolutely useless. Then in 2022, we actually started seeing Argentina play. There were other people showing up, Di Maria, McAllister, Julian Alvarez. Like, other people started to show that they actually wanted to play for the team and actually had good performances. And that's why they won, because they had a good, solid team that could play football and actually wanted to play. And then you had Messi, who could perform his supreme performances and win them hard games. But so far from what we have watched in this World Cup, in the first 2 matches, it kind of looks like we are back at the Messi show. Like, nobody else has done anything. They have scored 5 goals, all 5 goals from Messi, and almost every single time, Messi has also been the one to set up the goal, starting play all the way from deep and getting the ball forward and then finishing it off. So right now, it just looks like 2014, 2018 Argentina, and if it continues with that, I don't see them going far, because the rest of the squad needs to pick up and actually start to play. I don't see them beating France or Spain or Portugal or Germany if it's only one-man army. You can't count on Messi to score 2 free goals. That's just insane. So yeah, nice they won. Absolutely insane by Messi. Argentina's entire squad needs to start picking up the pace. Then we had the weirdest match of this group, because France versus Iraq. It ended up being a 3-0 victory for France. I thought they would beat them bigger, 5-0 I predicted, but they still won the match. The problem with this match is that it was 1-0 at halftime, then we go to halftime, and then the weather got insane. So it actually ended up being, what was it, like a 2-hour halftime before the second half started. Like, I ended up going to bed because I didn't want to wait anymore. So I didn't see the last 45 minutes because, yeah, the 2 hours wait or something was insane. But yeah, France won 3-0, so good job to them. Then we have Norway, Senegal. I predicted at 2-1. It got 3-2. Very close at the end, like Holland with another brace. So good job to him. But Senegal almost pulled it back at the end. And that kind of shows that Norway has a strong offense, but the defense does lag a lot. And that was also what we knew going into the tournament, but this match proved it, which is why I think that when Norway in this round goes up against France, they could be in big trouble. And that could be where we see that Norway will crumble against the big teams. Next up, another match that I didn't care for much. I did not watch it. It was at 5 in the morning, my time. Jordan versus Algeria. Yeah, I did not watch that. But 2-1 to Algeria. Good job for them. Got their first 3 points. Portugal, Uzbekistan. I predicted 3-0. And this is the match where we finally saw Ronaldo check into the World Cup. He scored a brace. So good job to him. Nice to see him also on the scoring sheet with all the other big names. Not much more to say. They should win that match pretty easily, and they did. So good job, Portugal. England versus Ghana. This is a bit of a shocker because England played extremely good in their first match versus Croatia, won it 4-1. And then you go on to a match that should presumably be easier against Ghana. So I predicted another 4-1 victory because England actually looked like they wanted to play attacking football finally. But Ghana held them to a 0-0 draw. I didn't watch much of the match. I thought it was kind of boring, so I stopped watching it. But 0-0 draw for Ghana. Insane. And that puts Ghana in a good spot for the rest of this group, because now they have to play Croatia, and if they can beat Croatia, they go through. Actually, they have 4 points already, so they are most likely through already. But if they can draw with Croatia, they could actually go through they could go through as second place and Croatia as third. So that would be pretty decent. Croatia, Panama. Panama looked pretty decent for like the first 20 minutes in their first match. So I thought maybe they could hold them, but Croatia are still the stronger side, so I predicted a 3-0. But Panama actually did quite good. They held them to a 1-0 victory. And I gotta say, Croatia look very bad this year. I have said all the way through that Croatia are not as good anymore. Modric will not be able to carry them again. He is getting very old. All of this stuff. And so far it looks like I'm right, because they got demolished by England 4-1 first match, and they only won 1-0 against Panama. I know Croatia are a low-scoring team who like to just get a quick goal and then play defensively. But even defensively, Panama had some pretty decent chances and Croatia did not look very solid defensively. So as soon as they play against the big teams, like we saw against England, I think they will be demolished completely. Final match this night, which I actually did watch, Colombia versus Congo. Congo actually looks very solid, I gotta say. They look solid defensively. They have some pretty decent attacking options. The problem with Congo is that when they get into the attack, it starts to, it looks good all the way up the field, and then when it comes to the attack, they are way too slow with finishing, and defense almost all the time gets in the way before they get the shot off. So that's not very good. But like defensively and getting the play forward, they look pretty decent. And they also held Colombia to only a 1-0 victory. So pretty decent. And Congo still has a point. So if they go out and beat Uzbekistan, Congo could go through. So that was all the matches. So like last time, I did a little quick thing with like talking about what we can expect. Czech Republic, South Africa, I hope both teams loses and go out of, because I don't want to see them further in the tournament. They play awful. Switzerland, I hope they beat Canada so they can win the group, because that's my prediction. Bosnia, Qatar, I don't really care about either team. I think both teams play bad, boring football. So yeah, I don't hope either of them go through. A draw, and then both teams would be on, then Bosnia would be on 1 point and Qatar would be on 2 points. I think that's fair. None of the teams go through. Canada, they are already through, so if they lose to Switzerland, fine by me. Mexico, Korea, both teams should also just make it through, so I hope Korea wins. Mexico is already through, I'm pretty sure. So if Korea just wins, they are also through. That would be nice. They play very well. I hope to see them go far. The States are already through. They have been looking pretty decent attackingly, and I hope they continue to do so. Australia, I hope they win, so they can make it through. They are playing against Paraguay. I hope they beat them so they can make it through. I would love to see them go far. Scotland have to play against Brazil. It's gonna be a very tough match, but they have 3 points, so there is a chance they go through. And if they somehow manage to draw with Brazil, they will definitely get through. Morocco has continuously looked pretty decent attackingly, so continue with that. Brazil still needs to step up a bit. Haiti, sorry, you're out. Turkey, you're out. Paraguay, I don't want to see you further. Netherlands look better than most people expected. Continue what you're doing. Sweden, you need to pick up the pace again, because you got demolished. It was sad to see. Germany still look pretty decent. They looked a bit clueless against Ivory Coast, where they had a strong defense, so they need to work on playing faster, I think. Ivory Coast, you guys could still make it through, so play good. Ecuador, don't really care. You guys can hit the goal. Curacao, continue what you're doing. Get more points. Tunisia, you are out. Japan, love what you guys are doing. Continue playing great football. Spain, you guys look like you're picking up the pace. Continue what you're doing. Saudi Arabia, please lose, because then we can have Cape Verde go through. Belgium, you guys need to pick up the pace a lot, because you guys are playing boring, slow, shitty football. Iran, good job on getting a point. Uruguay, you guys suck. Like, losing to Saudi Arabia and drawing with Cape Verde, that's just, you guys don't deserve to go through. Cape Verde, continue what you're doing. Please win over Saudi Arabia. I would love to see you go through. That would be insane. New Zealand, I hope you beat Iran, I guess. So you guys can go through. That would also be nice. No, you're playing against Belgium. Never mind. I don't hope you win, because Belgium needs to win the group. Sorry, New Zealand. I hope Belgium win. Egypt, you guys are playing kind of boring, but you got a result. But I think you will be demolished in the next stage anyways. But yeah. Argentina, the rest of the team needs to pick up the pace. right now only Messi wants to play. Austria, I think you guys are playing very nice, actually. You have a strong press. When you lose the ball, you're playing direct football. It's funny to see. Continue doing it, and I also think you guys are going to go through to the next round. France, just continue what you're doing. Iraq, sorry for the group. Norway, you need to pick up the pace defensively or you will be demolished by France. Senegal, you look pretty solid, and I think you can beat Iraq and go through. These two teams, I have no idea what to say about them. Portugal looked way better than you did in the first game. You actually looked like you want to play football and you wanted to play together. So continue what you're doing. Uzbekistan, sorry, you guys are out. England, you guys need to pick up the pace again. You guys look very boring against Ghana and look very nice against Croatia. So let's get back to the Croatia style. Ghana, continue what you're doing. You guys are almost through. I think you actually are through with 4 points. Panama, sorry, you are out. Croatia, you guys look horrible. You need to pick up the pace. Colombia, you guys don't look that solid either, but I think you will go through. Congo, continue what you're doing. Boom. And that was my second round analysis. Next round, we can spoil my predictions here if you want to see it, but I'm just going to look at the date real quick because it will end on Sunday the 28th of June. So I will actually be able to watch the entirety of the third round as well. So no problem there. It is from the round of 32 and forward. I will be on vacation. So next round as well, I will do this little video and try to watch as much as possible. But yeah, this was my second round. If there's anything you disagree on, any results you guys are surprised by, anything, let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I will just see you all next time. So make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And until next time, peace out.